the introduction of masks on transport to and from school. And certainly we are now in a position where we're suggesting that those people who want to wear masks at school are perfectly able to.
And what about teachers?
Look, the practice of teachers may wear a mask if they wish to around the school. The practice of wearing masks and teaching is one that we're working through at the moment to make sure that we're still able to be effective.
This must feel to you though like a perverse situation where you're in regional Victoria on the one hand, but so much of your school population in fact comes from those Melbourne lockdown suburbs.
Look, it's a difficult position. It's the issue you get when you're on a border. There are schools across in metropolitan Melbourne that are accepting schools from students from regional Victoria. You have the reverse issue where they're bringing kids into school in Melbourne and then sending them home each day. And it really is that impact on the border, and wherever you draw the line, there's going to be an issue.
A letter writer to The Age today says, "Dear Brett Sutton and Daniel Andrews, I invite you to visit one of my year 12 classes this week. I work at a state school, so I don't expect a clean classroom. If my classroom was a shop, it would accommodate 11 people, but there'll be 26 in there, plus your good self. Apparently students can manage social distance and maintain hygiene in class, but it is too hard for them to wear masks. I won't be wearing one either, because you told me that I can't teach with one on. It would be best if you come when we are not moving between classes, as the school has narrow corridors, so it gets crowded. A third of my year 12s are 18 years old and arrive by public transport from all over metropolitan Melbourne. A quarter of them come from hotspots with a high rate of community transmission, and several of my students live with an at-risk person. I live with one of those too, but don't fit into the narrow criteria that allows me to work from home." It sounds like a pretty distressing scenario for some teachers, Andrew Neil.
Look, it is a difficult circumstance, but I think again there is a need to be understanding that we need to take the advice of experts, and the experts in this case are the Chief Medical Officer and the Chief Health Officer, and it's important that we follow through on their advice, and I think that's what schools are trying to do. It is a difficult situation.
Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Good. Thank you, Nicole.
Andrew Neil is the principal of the Bacchus Marsh Grammar School. Dale Pearce is the principal of the Bendigo Secondary Seniors College, and Bendigo Seniors, of course, has some students coming from the Mitchell Shire, which is in lockdown. Dale Pearce, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nicole.
Are there any concerns amongst your teachers and local principals about face-to-face teaching as the emergency just grows in Victoria?
Look, we're in a different situation to Andrew that you were just speaking to, of course. Yes, we do have students who come through from the Mitchell Shire, but a very, very small number. I think we have 2 at present. And so I would say that the level of anxiety here in our community.
There you go, mate. All right.
that's something that we all have to grapple with.
Dale Pearce, thank you again.
Thanks, Nicole.
Dale Pearce, Principal of the Bendigo Secondary Seniors College. Anxiety, some anxiety in having to teach in this environment. Students grapple with struggles of social distance. And it's also something that he is saying. What are you saying? 1300 303 468 if you would like to join the conversation. Deborah in Gippsland, so I've got to see if we can get it back a little bit later. Let's go to the latest news headlines. Jenna Costa is in Sale. Jenna, good afternoon.
Thanks, Nicole. Making news. Maui residents who need medical care in the evening have had to travel to Traralgon or Warragul in Victoria's east after the local after-hours medical centre closed last week. Local doctors who work at the clinic had temporarily withdrawn their services after its operator, the Latrobe Community Health Service, failed to meet with them to discuss safety concerns. On June the 22nd, staff escaped the centre after a violent incident involving a patient who was later hospitalised. The Victorian government has cancelled the return to full contact sport for adults in regional areas because of the rise in